This is the NBA Finals, Game 2. The Timberwolves, fighting for their first win of the series, will try to even the score at 1-1 as they go up against the Celtics. This is the NBA Playoffs, and it's up next.
The NBA playoffs continue. Just two teams remain. They are battling their way toward this title. Game 2 of the finals. Tonight, it'll be the Boston Celtics going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McGinn. Handle out there with Gobert. And it's Conley in at the 5. And for Boston, the small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. Buries the long-range jumper. You look at Minnesota. They've overcome a number of challenges just to get here. Now down 1-0. Greg, they face a huge hurdle.
And you know what? I think they learned a lot in Game 1. Playing against the best the league has to offer, they know they have to make some adjustments. Keep everyone involved, and they have to hit the open shots they get.
You were talking about the adjustments before. I agree. Now here's Porzingis. Anthony Edwards unable to get his last shot to go in. Nice ball movement by Boston. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Holiday.
You know, he just continues to make the right decisions when he has the ball. Holiday with a really hot basketball IQ.
Randle outside. Back to Conley. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
That's well done there. I mean, don't even give him a chance to get to the block. Get in tight and finish at the rim.
Now here's Tatum. Buries it from three-point range.
You got to D up Tatum from deep. He's got that kind of range.
Randle outside. For 3, Edwards. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
Randle outside. Three-pointer. Edwards. That's good. Edwards got 6 points.
And, you know, succeeding in the catch-and-shoot game will really help Edwards set up his drives to the hoop.
Pass to Tatum. It's stolen by Randle. Over Tatum, and there are the Timberwolves with another bucket.
You know, it's encouraging to see Randle working on this shot. You can tell he wants to get better from there.
Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Here are the NBA's top scorers during this postseason as shown on the 2K leaderboard. Second is Jason Tatum. In the 3rd spot, Anthony Edwards.
And whether it's been attacking off the bounce or pulling up, both these guys have been lighting it up.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Tatum against Randle. And here's Edwards from the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Randle. Randall's got his 4th assist in this one. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. Had a chance to catch up with Joe Mazzulla. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. Worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the game plan. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Now Conley, after Jaylen Brown's three-pointer that didn't go. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Minnesota.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
And, you know, the impressive ascension of Randall has been a lot of fun to watch. I mean, he's a double-double threat who plays with relentless energy.
Now here's Tatum. It's stolen by Gobert. Edwards passes to DiVincenzo. Now here's Conley. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Handle a screen on White. For 3, Edwards sinks the triple. Edwards got 12.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Randall against Tatum. Will it go? Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
An athletic forward who dunks it with style. He's showing off his dunking ability right there.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Minnesota leading by 6. Now Conley. And here's Edwards from the arc. That's in there. Conley with the assist. 15 points in the game.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor space.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
Screen by Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. 9 feet out. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Tatum's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And it's almost as if they knew exactly what the D was going to throw at him on that possession.
And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. To the middle. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the night here. Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Porzingis. Horford comes in for Derek White. And it's Pritchard in for Drew Holiday. And then for Minnesota, Reed comes in for Gobert. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Edwards.
I really like your chances with Tatum at the line. He locks in and focuses on these two.
Now here's Randall. 5 points in the game. 1:09 left in the first. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Horford.
Plays with nice force. I mean, Randall heading to the line now.
The Timberwolves have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. And he knocks down the first one. Boston making a switch here. Hauser's checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Both free throws good from Randall. And 1:01 left in the first quarter of the game. Outside Tatum. Good for for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
To Randall. It's up a 3. Cranes the 3, and yes, he'll go to the line for one more. That one on Horford.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
That free throw good from Randall. 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Pritchard, defended by Alexander Walker. Pritchard passes to Hauser. Steps back and fires. And there's the bucket from Tatum. Tatum's got 14.
He can't miss.
At least not on those first 6 attempts. He is scorching out there, flamethrower.
And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And that block was something. It's the playoffs, and every possession and defensive stop matters.
Conley with the 3, and another 3 for Minnesota.
One of the league's more reliable three-point shooters. Conley didn't always have that in his game, but he's lethal now.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we're back with you as these two teams do battle in their quest for an NBA championship. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
And so it's Boston with it. They trail by 7. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Joe Ingles is out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Conley, and it's Reed, and at the center.
Over the years, we've really seen Tatum elevate his offensive game. Now he's a dynamic, multi-level scorer.
Here's Conley. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. And yes, it's good. Conley's got 7 points in the game.
A super high percentage shot there. You just can't allow him to get that close.
Outside Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Coming at you with so many ways to get his points. Tatum draws a lot of contact throughout the game. Gets himself to the line.
And this will be his second and third shots to the line here. The first one falls, and some changes here for the Timberwolves. Mars is checked in, and it's McDaniels in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And so Tatum nails them both. Timberwolves lead. down by 5. Pass to Garza. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Reed with a screen for Conley. Rebound, Boston.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. Torrey Craig. He's checked in for the Celtics. That one is no good.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. We know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
And never one to force the issue. Conley smoothly knocks that down.
Tatum against DiVincenzo. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
6 to shoot. Down low. Here's Horford, and finished off by Horford.
Well, you can't afford to give Horford that type of advantage inside. As soon as you do that, you're cooked.
Reed with a screen for Conley. From downtown, and again, Minnesota with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Pritchard, still yet to score. Here's Tillman, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Group in for the Celtics. Zinkas is checked in for Tillman. Brown comes in for Torrey Craig. White, he's checked in for Al Horford. And it's Holiday in for Pritchard. Julius Randle's checked in for Minnesota. Edwards comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. A nice shot by McDaniel.
Like the determination, McDaniels not backing down.
Brown outside. Celtics passing it around. The 3 from Tatum.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Basket counts. And now it's a 10-point Timberwolves lead.
You know, Randle has a nice package. He's got a good touch, good mechanics, and he's a capable mid-range shooter.
Back to Holiday. Brown outside. Here's White, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Anthony Edwards. The Celtics shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Derek White at the line for 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
It didn't take long for White to distinguish himself in the league. He's a really good ball handler, and he does some good moves, too.
Bones Hyland is checked in for Mike Conley. And both free throws good for White.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Outside Edwards. The three-pointer, no good. Celtics trail by 8. Porzingis passes to Holiday. Brown outside. It's deflected. Stolen by Reed. It's Edwards on the wing. Over Brown. Edwards, no good. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. Shoots over McDaniel. Brown's shot is good. Brown's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
A bona fide superstar. The pull-up is a deadly shot for Brown.
Pass to Hyland. Hits it from 3-point range. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Back to Brown. To the inside. Here's Tatum. Up against it inside. Tatum fights through. Hatchets his way to the rack.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Pass to Edwards. Fires for 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall.
3.
Randall's got assist number 5 here tonight. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Al Horford is checked in for Tatum. Timberwolves also changing it up. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. And it's Conley in for Hyland. To the paint. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, you know, guys, the combination of strength and height for Porzingis allowing him to take on physical defense much better.
Gobert with the screen on one. Here's Conley. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more. Celtics trail by 10. White looking around. Pass to Horford. The screen from Brown. Porzingis passes to Holiday. There's the triple. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Holiday's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Gobert. Over in the corner, McDaniels. Outside Conley. Gobert with a screen on White. Conley's shot is off. On the wing, Brown. McDaniels defending. Brown kicks to Horford. The tray. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Some great postseason action in the first half of play. A healthy lead has been built for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're getting good looks from range. That's been the key.
But they also hit a bunch of contested threes, playing with great confidence. You could see the lead snowballing in the second half.
seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. They drop game 1. Now before they go home for game 3, Kenny, how do they even the series?
To be honest, I wouldn't really know. I never lost a game 1 of the finals. Shaq, did you ever, ask him?
Very funny. Seriously, though, it's just one game. You're in the finals, so get back to what got you there. Keep it up, Kenny.
A little spicy, Jet. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
Glad to have you with us as we get going here in Game 2. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Celtics trail by 7. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the 1. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half.
White, one of the things he plays within himself. Never forces things offensively.
And here's Gobert. Nothing on the board. It's good from long range.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Brown with it. High, arcing shot, and the layup is up and in. Brown's got 6 points.
And I know the defense was all over Brown that time, guys, but in the end, it was just too skilled for him in the paint.
McDaniels in the post. He's covered by Brown. Gobert with a screen for Conley. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
And White kicks to Tatum. Porzingis sets the pick for Tatum. Pass to Porzingis. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 10.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Gobert dishes to Conley. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for Boston. 7-point differential. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 4th assist in this one.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Ooh, that was very close to being a 4-point play.
Yeah, I can't believe how close he came to getting that one to drop, even with all the contact.
3 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he sinks the second. Celtics trail by 6. White the pass to Porzingis. Tatum against Randall. Here's the teardrop. Great D that time from Tatum. Celtics have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Brown, no good.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Here's McDaniels. And here's Edwards from the arc. It's hauled in by Brown.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
And White kicks to Tatum. There's Tatum's range on display.
This is why Tatum is a superstar. His confidence in shooting the ball right away, quick release, money.
Back to Conley. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup. 19 points for Conley.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Back to Holiday. Porzingis with a screen on Conley. Holiday finds Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the best shooters during the postseason. Porzingis 4th.
And guys, that shooting percentage of his has been spectacular since the start of the playoffs. He has been completely locked in.
Celtics making a switch here. Hauser's checked in. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Alexander Walker's checked in. Lets it go with a 3. Offensive rebound. Gobert.
This is what the team relies on Gobert for, clearing the glass and finishing the play.
Inside, here's Porzingis. Gobert with the block. Randle passes to Conley. Outside, Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
Yeah, you know, once Edwards flips that switch, now he stays fully engaged. His offensive arsenal is on full display.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. He's checked in for Boston. Porzingis against Gobert. Here's Tatum. He's off on that one. Randle with some nice D. Here's Gobert. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
What a finish by Gobert, absorbing the foul to earn an and-one trip.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Timberwolves.
Well, you know, throughout this game, they've shot the ball extremely well from downtown. Their shooters are getting open and letting it fly.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another.
Look, we all know Rudy Gobert is a force on defense, but you can't afford to ever ignore this guy. I mean, he's got the physical gifts to make problems anywhere on the floor.
Now here is Holiday.
2 minutes.
Horford with the screen on it. 6 on the shot clock. And Holiday kicks to Horford. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Ingles. Conley against Holiday. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got the lead up to 14 now for the Timberwolves.
And the reputation of Conley is a pass-first player, but he can pour it on when his team needs him to. And with the monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by Minnesota.
And Minnesota has possession after the basket by Boston. Randle with a screen for Edwards. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Edwards got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Basket good.
Boy, he's doing everything he can. At this point, the rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Randle outside. Pass to Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Holiday. Edwards, good.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Brown the pass to Holiday. Over to the wing. Horford with a screen on Conley. Pritchard, and he's good on the three ball.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
And here's Brown outside of the cold-blooded buzzer beater.
Clutch, mutts in the clutch. Woo-hoo! How about that? Woo! Yeah!
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an impossible shot, man, even when you don't have the clock to worry about.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Minnesota on top, up 9. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Randle. Bones Highland is out there with Dante DiVincenzo. Then it's Naz Reid. And it's McDaniels in at the 3, the small forward.
And that was from way outside. It's clear McDaniels has confidence in his long-range capabilities.
Right wing. The Celtics working the ball around now. Shot clock at 5. Here's Tatum. Reid with the rebound. Pass to DiVincenzo. Randle with the ball. Now here's Reid. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And there's DiVincenzo with the quick trigger. Cannot give him any room defensively. You've got to eliminate his airspace.
Now here's Tatum. Top of the key. And the jumper is on the mark. Tatum's got 29.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Pritchard. He's defended by Highland. Through contact, Tatum.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
And then Randle slams it in.
You got to have guts and hops to pull off a dunk like that. Randle got a lot of both.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Celtics trail by 13. Pritchard passes to Hauser. Pass to Shireman. Here's Hauser. McDaniels defending. The 3 from Tatum. Reid with the rebound. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Boston's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly.
An absolute bully in the lane. Nothing the smaller defender could do there.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Randle against Tatum. Randle down low. Clock at 6. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Doesn't have the great length, but Randall with the attitude to beat up guys on the inside.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here.
Hey, Boston, let's get loud for Celtics Entertainment. Is your first squad. Get live and look at the curve. Let's see what Celtics can do the loudest for a free t-shirt.
Changes here for the Timberwolves. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Edwards comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Mike Conley in for Highland. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, able to listen in on what Joe Mazzulla was going over with his team. His emphasis was for more effort on the defensive end. He said we have to do a better job of communicating and helping each other out. They're getting too many easy looks. Let's make it hard on them. Kevin, they're going to have to if they're going to slow down the hot shooting of their opponent.
All right, David, thanks. Now, here's Tatum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, over his first couple of seasons, Tatum has really increased his trips to the line, playing more aggressively.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And so Tatum nails them both. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. It's Edwards on the wing. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And White slams it in.
Now that's big-time hops right there. White bouncing off the floor like a pogo stick and just throwing it down.
Now here's McDaniel. Edwards with it. Picked up by Brown. And taken away by Brown. In the corner. Tatum with it. It's stolen by Gobert. White against Conley. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Gobert finds McDaniel. Here's Edwards. 18 feet away and he knocks it down. 30 points for Anthony Edwards.
And with the way he can rise, Edwards able to get that shot off anytime.
Tatum passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
And again for 3.
And he's letting it fly from long range to devastating effect.
And he's now tied the franchise record for triples in a playoff game. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut back down to single digits after the bucket is good from Tatum. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Edwards with the dunk of the night.
You can see how Edwards has really developed and worked on his handle. It's become a strength of his game.
Tatum against Randall. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Oh, get out of his way.
No way the D was going to slow him down.
Not that time. He was determined to get those points.
Conley against White. Conley kicks to Edwards. Good! Another from three.
And talk about stepping up. He's having a playoff game these fans won't ever forget.
That last three means he's got the most threes in a single playoff game in franchise history. Timberwolves leading by 10.
And that'll effectively take care of Game 2 here in the NBA Finals. We'll be switching venues for the next one, but right now, an important win for the Timberwolves.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they'd sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And they're going to even this NBA championship series at one game apiece. They couldn't afford to fall into a 2-0 hole, and they knew it.
Well, you said they couldn't afford to lose this one. And I just love the passion and determination they played with in running away with this win. These finals have only just begun, and boy, they look to be epic.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Anthony Edwards.
Well, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in. He was so involved in so many plays tonight, a force on both ends.
Here's Tatum, and another basket for Boston. And Minnesota has possession. They lead by 11. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. Just a massive victory, Greg. Maybe it's overstating it, but I think this was a game they had to have.
And I don't think it's overstated. I agree with you. I mean, going down 2-0 would have given this team a huge hill to climb. But now at one game apiece and with some momentum, this is anybody's series.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Julius. Now look, you're banging in the paint, but what do you see from your backcourt?
They do a great job of, they obviously can score the ball, but getting us into things and running the offense very well and leading the team that way.
Well, they led you to a win tonight, Julius. Thank you for your time. Kevin?
All right, DA, thanks again. That concludes Game 2 of the NBA Finals. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, we present the player of the game, Anthony Edwards.